What's up, guys? Brian here with some new gear. Just thought I'd do a quick little video for those of you that live in the general area of where I do business. I've had a few people who have come up to me and said, "Hey, I've seen your videos," which is super cool. And I kind of want to give back to the viewers, and I've decided if you've watched my videos from the start and you see me somewhere, or you see me in my dump truck, mostly in my dump truck. What's up, Ben? What's up, Luis? If you guys see me somewhere in person and I'm in my dump truck, I'm going to try and make it a point to carry some shirts like these. Ask me for a shirt, I'll give you a free shirt. At least that's, I'm going to try and do that. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how business goes. So yeah, if you see me in person, ask me for your shirt, I'll give you a shirt. I just want to do that for all the people that watch, just so I can kind of see who my viewers are in person and meet you guys personally. Thanks, Earthworks. I just came out with these new shirts, by the way, if you haven't seen them. These are reflective, safety reflective. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, Luis, yeah, just email me, and then, we can do some PayPal or something. VANDUYN@gmail.com. Yeah, these are the new shirts. Definitely, if you guys want some, and you're not in person, obviously I can't really pay the shipping for everybody. That's a lot of money. But if you see me in person, I want to meet you, so, hey, honey. So come up to me, say hi, I want to say it's happened to me like 3 times probably so far, maybe 4 times, where somebody knew me before I knew them, and it was cool, because I didn't expect it, and I want to give back to you guys because you guys are helping me out, keeping me motivated and stuff. I figured I'd do a quick little, let's see, can I do this? I'll just close these 2 right here. I'm going to show you guys basically my QuickBooks for right now. I'm pretty confident we're going to meet our goal. So let's just show you guys how we're doing so far. So our best month so far was September, right? Our second best month was July. But July is skewed a little bit because of the fact that some of the invoices were in August, but they were part of a July invoice. So I switched my invoicing over to do, so I send an invoice out once a week instead of sending multiple invoices. I switched it to sending one out a week. So that's why this one is a little bit higher than August, but I want to say about $2,000 worth of July is actually supposed to be in the August bracket. So right now, as of 6 months, we're not 6 months yet, but by the end of this month, that'll be 6 months, and I'm pretty confident we're gonna meet our goal of making $100,000. In fuel so far since the beginning, I've spent 11,200. Let's see. Can I show you guys this one? 1 second. Let me look at this next page. I'll show you guys this. I'll just cover this part up. So basically, paid and unpaid invoices. I gotta cover this up because it has customers over here. But so far, I've been paid $64,000. Unpaid is $34,000. So that means that the invoice is, you know, they haven't been paid yet. So just wanted to give you guys a little update on that. We are definitely slowing down, guys. I definitely have noticed the past week to week and a half, things have definitely slowed down a ton compared to last month. Last month was killer. I mean, we worked so many hours last month. It was awesome. Congratulations, Ben. Yeah, in Earthworks. I'll let you know if I'm ever in Montana. I may move somewhere like that eventually. There's a lot of liberals here, you know, and the type of mindset that people want stuff for free is just, it's kind of like a plague, you know. Oh, one thing I can show you guys while I got you guys here. We have kind of changed the way we record our receipts and stuff. So basically, I know it kind of looks messy, but it's not really messy. It's kind of more organized. So in the first bracket right here, we put receipts and stuff that haven't been inputted into the computer. Then we put the second, these receipts and tickets. These have been put into the computer. They're ready to be filed, right? And once it's put into the computer and ready to be filed, it gets a little stamp, right? Checked, and then, you know. Anyways, you got to have some sort of organizer, because if you don't, stuff gets crazy. So yeah, so if you see me in person, if I'm in my dump truck, I'm going to try and do this. We'll see how it goes. If everybody goes crazy on me, and then I won't be able to do it. But, you know, if you're really been there from the start, you've been a fan, you watched all the videos and everything, come up to me, get your free shirt, you know, introduce yourself, say hi. Let's see if I can. So my email is vanduynd@gmail.com. So VANDUYNDT@gmail.com. I'll put the email in the description. It's just basically my name, DT for dump trucking @gmail.com. So yeah, we got a whole box. If you want hats, let me know. Hats are a little more expensive. I think they charge me like 25 or 30 bucks for a hat, which is kind of expensive. The shirts, I can get them a little bit cheaper. So yeah, you know, I figure it's pretty cool. I had an experience that made me want to do this. And I figured I'd share that with you guys. So basically, from the beginning, I was kind of charging people for the shirts because I couldn't really afford to give shirts out. And then I've been doing pretty good, so I figured, oh, what the heck, you know, I'd give some shirts out to friends and to some of the people that I have worked with, you know, trying to give back to the people, you know. I thought it'd be cool for them to, you know, have a shirt or something. And so I I was wearing a shirt, one of the white ones, and I wore it over to a friend's house for like a birthday party or something. And he's like, "Oh man, I would totally wear one of those. I'll wear the heck out of it, you know." And I was like, "Okay, okay." So, you know, I had that in the back of my head, and I was thinking, "Oh, you know, if he wants one, then when I get ready to start giving some out, I'm definitely going to give him one because he, you know, he said he wanted one and he would wear the heck out of it, you know." And so I dropped it off like, okay, so this is the progression of things. I got the shirts. When did I get them? I got them Wednesday, right? And I dropped one off Thursday at his house. Thursday. Dropped it off. No. I dropped it off Wednesday. I got the shirts Wednesday. I dropped one off Wednesday for him and his wife. And then it was pretty cool because, like, he wore it Thursday to work, right? And he was like, "Yeah, I went in and then I went in the office and then like, hey, whose shirt is that? You know who?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just a buddy of mine's, you know." And they're like, "Oh, what's his number?" And so they called me up, right? And so I don't know if you guys are on my Instagram. I posted some pictures today. I was doing some hauling for my buddy's the company he works for. Yeah, so they contacted me because he was wearing my shirt, you know. The next day, like, so that same day he wore the shirt, boom, they called me up, you know. And so that was really cool for me and cool for him to experience that, you know, because they were also, one of the guys was kind of mad, I guess, because he's like, "Well, I have a friend who has a dump truck," or whatever. But why are you using his friend, you know, type deal. But that was pretty cool. And so that same day, I had to go to the badging office of Boeing, right, and get a badge. I got a badge. Here, I'll show you guys that. This is my little Boeing badge, right? Boeing. So I had to go get a badge with my passport and everything so I could go on to Boeing property. And so that was just super cool, you know, for me to experience and for him to experience. For everyone involved, it was cool, you know, because I just gave a free shirt out and, you know, because he wanted one and he wore it, you know, he told me he was going to wear it and he wore it. So, you know, that was super cool. I got a day out of work for it. So I worked today. It wasn't a full day, but it was 6.5 hours, you know, and it was pretty easy stuff. So I was definitely happy. Well worth the shirt I gave out. So there was it was just some concrete slabs. Basically, they took this forklift, right? Stuck it under my tailgate, lifted up my tailgate, right? And then they loaded these slabs onto the forklift, and then they just forklifted them into the back of the dump truck, pushed them forward. And then I, you know, just took it right down the road. It was literally like 20 minutes, I want to say. Like, really easy money. Like, unbelievably easy, you know. And I only did 2 loads in 6.5 hours. So, definitely made some money today because of that. And I want to say thank you to Colby. That was super awesome, dude. And also, so there are a few of you probably that have watched my videos that have already come up to me. One in particular, he works at Lakeside. Dude, if you come up to me, I will definitely give you a shirt. I remember who you are. That was super cool. And there's another dump trucker. Drives a... What is it? It's a Kenworth, but it's got round headlights where square headlights should be. I can't remember your name. If you come up to me, I'll give you one too. yeah, those are pretty much like the only two guys that have come up to me that had seen my videos so far, I think. But yeah. Yeah, so if you want a shirt, come up to me in person, introduce yourself, tell me what you like about the videos, why you watch them, you know, what type of videos you want to see. And if you guys do live far away, you know, send me, you know, your addresses and stuff, and I'll see about, you know, trying to get those out to you if you want to buy some, or pay the shipping and stuff. So yeah, guys, don't forget to pound that like button, pound the subscribe button. Please, guys, check out the Instagram. The Instagram page has been growing, so is the Facebook page. Still not anywhere close to the YouTube following that we got going on here. But we're working on it. We are working on it. So check out the Instagram. I post lots of pictures there. And the Facebook page, VANDUYN Dump Trucking. That gets a lot of stuff too. I post a lot of stuff on there. So yeah, hats and shirts. Reflective, so you can wear it at work. Right? It's kind of hard to see, but they're reflective. So yeah, they're pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie, I like them. So, what have you guys been up to? Anything new? I got a job tomorrow, going to a buddy's house. An old coworker, actually. He got some horses, and he's having some drainage issues. So we're gonna go out there with the backhoe and the dump truck, and we're gonna scrape that mud out and fill it in with some drainage rock. It'll be pretty fun. The backhoe's out there making its money, you know, which I'm very happy. You know, it's almost paid for itself in revenue. Probably one more job and it will have paid for itself. So yeah, the backhoe, definitely thankful I bought that thing. It's gotten me work 2 days so far, you know, and each day I've worked it, I've made $1,000. So it's almost paid for itself, which is pretty good. I'm happy. And you know, I didn't really put anything into it yet, so you know, it does need tires and a battery, but you know, I don't use it every day yet, so I haven't put that stuff on it. Yep. Yep. So that's where we're at, guys. That's a good question. The backhoe, I believe, weighs 12,000 pounds. I believe. I could be off a little bit on that. I don't think so, though. So, Ben, what exactly do you do there? I got a question for you. What do you do? Are you just like a technician or something? Or, like, do you work on the engines or what? Because I'm thinking maybe when my motor goes, everybody says to get a cat, like a 3406B cat. That's what everybody says. But realistically, like if you're thinking long term, that probably isn't the best solution, because Cat doesn't make truck motors anymore, really. Like they kind of stopped making them, from what I understand. So basically, who I watch on YouTube, I watch the Junkie, obviously. I watch J-Bo every now and then. He'll come out with a video. He should come out with more, but he doesn't take the time to do videos, which he should. Off the top of my head, I used to watch a lot of Nut and Fancy videos, guns and like knives stuff. I watch a lot of Dave Ramsey, Eric Thomas. There's a few of them that I have watched, but not really consistently. Like Chucky 2009, I've seen a few of his videos. There's a few farmers, like, I can't remember their YouTube names, but, you know, they basically, you know, do equipment maintenance and stuff. There's one, Adapt Ape. He has some pretty good informative videos on, like, engines and stuff. That's pretty cool, Ben. I think that's pretty much what my uncle did, but for Caterpillar a while ago. You know, like probably like 20, 30 years ago. He was like, you know, he was in charge of like doing the testing and stuff. Just that name, Buck and Billy Ray, that sounds entertaining. Uh, yeah. So back to what I was kind of saying about the engines. I think if the motor in my truck blows up, like if I had unlimited money, obviously I would keep it a Detroit. Just because, you know, that's what it was, that's what it is, you know. And everybody loves the sound of a Detroit. Like if you don't like the sound of a Detroit, like a two-stroke Detroit, then you probably don't like muscle cars. You probably don't like, you know, I don't know. The sound of that two-stroke is just something else. Like, you can't get away from the sound. It's just so awesome, you know. But money isn't unlimited. Time isn't unlimited. So, you know, I feel like if the motor did blow up, I'd probably end up going with either another Detroit, like maybe a 60 series, even though they're kind of getting outdated. I've heard they're super reliable, even though they're loud and they leak oil and stuff. But they're super reliable. I mean, you look on YouTube and reviews and stuff, and they've pretty much all reached, you know, 1.5 million miles. They go forever, you know. And power isn't really, I mean, granted, everybody loves power, okay? Everybody wants the 600, 700 horse dump truck that, you know, rolls coal everywhere. You know, nobody can pass you. Everybody wants that, okay? But realistically, you know, when you start feeding like your ego on that type of thing, you break more stuff. Like, you get a stronger horsepower, then your drivetrain really suffers. You know, and it's an older truck, and I don't have unlimited money, right? So that's my thoughts behind maybe getting like a 60 series Detroit. If not, if like I feel like the company's going so well that I can't go wrong, then I'll probably put like, you know, a Cummins in it, just because you know, you can't go wrong with those Cummins motors. They're pretty sweet. If money was no option, you were going to buy a new truck, what would I get? Ooh, that's a good question. I wouldn't buy a new truck because they're so expensive right now. I just don't think they're really worth what they're charging for a new truck. Like, so for a new truck, you're going to pay around $300,000, right? You're only making $100. Like, most of you guys are only going to make $90 an hour, roughly. From what I've seen on all the forums and stuff, like, they only average, like, 90 to $110 an hour. Like, Seattle is a breed of its own for wages. Like, I'm doing 120, 130 an hour, which is really, really good. But, like, if the economy took a crap again, like, you're looking at $100 an hour or less, you know, like 70, 80 bucks an hour for a solo truck. If I had unlimited money, though, unlimited money, right? My dad was this rich guy, and he left me a ton of money. He won the lotto. What truck would I buy? That's a good question, guys. I would want a side dump. I would want a super dump. And I would want a transfer. And a truck and pup. I would get all four. I mean, I don't see why not. If money wasn't an issue. But if I could only choose one, if money wasn't an issue, coolness factor, I think side dumps are pretty cool. I think side dumps are pretty cool just because, I mean, you got the tractor and then you got the trailer. You can disconnect it. You can haul whatever you want. So, like, for versatility, I would probably go with a side dump. Because you can disconnect that trailer. You can hook up to a flatbed. You can hook up to a reefer. You can hook up to, you know, whatever you need to, really. Like, you can, your possibilities of work are almost unlimited with a side dump. Okay? Because you have the tractor. You can hook it up to anything. Now, aside from side dumps, super dumps are super, super popular here in Washington, but they're mainly only really good for basically for one thing, and that's just asphalt. Like, if you buy a side dump, you're pretty much isolating yourself to just paving, because you're not going to really use a side dump for dirt work because they are too heavy. And there's too many axles, and you just can't get into the sights, right? I mean, yeah, a side dump is gonna get into a place a truck and pup can, but why would you have a side dump in one of those sites if you can have a truck and pup? You know what I mean? Because a truck and pup still hauls more. You can haul 5. I think it's like 5 more tons or something, or 10. I don't know how many more tons you can haul. Yeah, end dumps are kind of sketchy. They look kind of scary to me. I mean, when you put that much weight in the air and it's standing up, like, dude, I mean, who thought of that idea? Like, let's go ahead and put 50 tons in the air, you know, or however many tons in the air, you know, and hope it slides out even, you know. It just seems so scary to me. But I guess the stuff that they're hauling is more, flows out more fluid than, you know, I don't know, like, say, asphalt grindings, for example. They're not hauling asphalt grindings in an end dump because it would stick in and it wouldn't flow out good. Like, they're hauling, like, corn and grain and stuff, and that stuff flows out pretty good, I would imagine. And the main thing is being on level ground, you know, which you can't avoid that with a dump truck. You got to try and be on level ground. So yeah, I don't think I would go with a super dump because you're pretty much alienating yourself to just asphalt. Like, they do some dirt work, but not a whole lot. You ain't putting concrete in one. You ain't gonna put, you know, demolition stuff. You're not doing demolition stuff in one. Dang, yeah, see, dude, that's scary, man. Can you imagine if that thing, like, fell over? Like, I mean, I guess it wouldn't. You're in a cab, so, like, if the cylinder didn't break or something, you'd probably be fine. Like, tipping over in a truck, that's not really that big of a deal. Unless it, like, bounced or something and hit the cab or something. I was watching Hey, what's up, Evan? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so, like, I like, personally, it would be kind of like a toss-up. So if I didn't get a uh, side dump, it would probably be in between a truck and pup or a transfer. Now here's why it would be in between those two. In Washington, for me, the best buy would probably be a transfer. Number one, because I do have a contact with one of the Corys. The guy that owns the Cory goes to my church. So, like, if I did have a transfer, like, I would be guaranteed work year-round, you know, with that. Or with a truck and pup, I'd probably still be guaranteed work year-round with that. But, so, like, the transfers, they're kind of funny because, like, you know, the trailer goes into the truck, you know, which is super cool concept. But if you think about it, like, the only benefit from a transfer from a truck and pup is you can get into places a truck and pup ain't getting into, right? But think about it as a business perspective. Transfers have so many more moving parts, like unlimited more moving parts than a truck and pup. Yeah, no, like, it's gotta be slow-mo. Like, I was watching some videos of, like, dump trucks tipping over, and you see it coming. You're like, oh, you know, put the box down, put it down. You know, you're just screaming in your head, put it down, you know. And it's just, boom, you know. But, yeah, so I would probably go with a truck and trailer. If unlimited money and it wasn't a side dump, I'd probably go with a truck and trailer. Just because transfers, they have so many moving parts, so many things to break on them. Like, but like if it was brand spanking new, obviously a transfer would, you know, it would last you a long time before stuff started going out. But when stuff starts going out on it, dude, I mean, so much stuff is going to have to be replaced. You got the tracks, you got the chain, you got, you know, those things probably go through starters like, I don't even know. They back up with the starter, you know, turning the motor over. That can't be good on things, you know. So I would do a side dump or probably a truck and pup. But honestly, I love driving solo. I love my solo dump truck. It's small. It's compact. I can go anywhere. Any of those guys can go. Okay, so I've seen those videos. Dude, it is like I want to say how flippin' retarded can you be? But it is so easy. Like, you would think that you would feel, you know, it wobbling and stuff. But, I don't know. Like, I got called out one time. I left the plant with my box. Like, when I was doing concrete, you have to lift your box up a little bit, right? So it doesn't splash out and everything. So I had my box up probably about a half a foot. And I left the plant. And then I was like a block away from the plant, and somebody's like, "Hey, dude, set your box down." And I'm like, "Oh, dang," you know, like, how did I forget, you know? And I didn't even feel it, you know? Like, you'd think you would feel it. I mean, okay, so a foot in the air is not very much at all. And I would have made it with no problems without hitting anything. But, like, if it goes higher, you would think you would feel it. But it's not like it's going to shake. It's more like it's just, you know, kind of slowly swaying, you know. You probably don't even feel it. And all it really takes is just one switch, you know. And I hate to say how stupid this is, but we're all human. We all make mistakes, you know. I just pray to God that I'm not that guy, you know, that hits like a building or something or a bridge. I don't really wish that on anybody. Yeah, no, I've seen the videos, but like, how do people not flip and honk at them? Like, have you seen the videos? Like, nobody ever honks at them or tries to get their attention. They're just all like, you know, let's watch this guy hit the bridge, you know? Like, let's take our phone out and video this. Like, how come they're not trying to get the guy's attention or something, you know? Like, I've seen some of them where it's like, you know it's happening. Why aren't you doing anything? Like, why are you not speeding ahead of this guy, getting in front of him and slowing down? Like, to slow him down to stop him or something, you know? That's what I would do. Like, personally, if I was on the freeway, I know it's probably stupid of me, but I would get in front of the guy and slow down and force him to stop. I would turn on my flashers or something, you know, and just force him to kind of stop if I had the opportunity. That's what I would do personally. Probably not the smartest thing because, you know, if the guy does hit something, you may be in danger. But, I mean, think of, you could really save, like, that guy. Just put it this way. If that happened to you and some guy took the time to go out of his way to stop you from hitting a bridge, you would be, like, eternally thankful to this guy. Like, you wouldn't have lost your job. You wouldn't have been going to jail. You wouldn't, I mean, it's pretty serious. Like, you hit a bridge, I mean, that's like... His pintle hitch wasn't last? Oh, dude. That is... Yeah, I mean, that's scary. That could kill somebody. Yes. I've never driven for Swift, but I have driven down the road with my box, you know, a little bit off the frame. I felt so stupid after it happened, but, you know, I didn't hit anything. It wasn't up, like, super high or nothing. Like, I'm surprised the guy even noticed that it was up, you know. They say, you know, shifting feels different when your PTO is engaged. Dude, I don't feel any difference. Like, I can still shift without any... Nothing's different when the box is up. Yeah, I mean, the best option is to get in front of them and slow down. You know, just put your four-ways on and start slowing down. I mean, that will get their attention. You know, that's the only thing I can think of, is to get in front of them and start slowing them down. And then, you know, put your hand out the window and say, get over, you know. I mean, that's the only thing. Like, I have a PA system on my dump truck. Dude, well, I did till I broke the till I broke the mount for it. That came in handy. Like, that was super, you know, hey, you know, you got this going on, and they could hear me, you know, and everybody's like, what the heck, you know, where's this coming from? You know, my conscience is speaking to me, type of thing, you know. Yeah, I mean, dude, how it happens, I don't know. But it happens. I mean, and it happens pretty often. Like, there are a lot of things. I'm constantly, when I go down the road, constantly, and I'm telling you guys this, because I am deathly afraid of that happening to me. I always, as soon as I leave the job site, I don't even have to look. I just feel my controls. I just feel them. From now on, like, once that happened to me, and that was, let's see, I was probably a month and a half in, 2 months in. No, there's no alarms, nothing. Some trucks have like a light or something, like on the dash or something. My truck doesn't have that. It used to have like a little light right next to the PTO switch, which is down on the tower, but it's out of sight. You can't see it. But the light is burnt out or disconnected or whatever. It's not connected. Yeah. But like, they really should come stock with a buzzer. Like, you know, your low air warning. That would be something. I think that should be required. Like for any PTO system, it should have a buzzer, like something audible, because lights, dude, there's so many lights on the dash, so many gauges, you can't pay attention. But buzzer, like you know when your low air warning comes off because it's obnoxious and it's annoying. You know when it's happening, you know. They should have something like that because I mean, I think it would be smart. I mean, yeah, everybody says, no, I would never do that. It would never happen to me. Dude, it will happen to anybody. Like, you get distracted, you're eating your sandwich, or you know, you got a customer who hasn't paid you for, 60 days, and you're trying to think of how to get the money out of them or how you're going to pay for your fuel or something, and, basically, you gotta be on top of that thing, the best thing, you just gotta have a routine, just like when I leave every single job site, I check my controls. I don't even look at them, I just check them. Because you can't even look at them because you look at everything so often, you won't even notice. So I'm saying a buzzer would be the best thing. But yeah, for those of you guys who didn't see the beginning of the video, if you live in Washington and you see me in my dump truck, come up to me. I'll get you a shirt. That's what I'm going to try to do. Yeah, dude, that would be so scary. Can you imagine driving down the road? Imagine if you're the driver and you hit a bridge. Like, if you're not dead, you're close to it. Because I've seen what happens. The truck goes like this, hits the bridge, and then the cab goes up in the air, smashes the cab, and then the box falls off the back. I mean, nobody wants that to happen. It happens, And probably a lot of times it's people that are complacent or they're just super new and they're nervous, Like I was super new when I left my box up like a half a foot. I'm not saying that's why I left it up because I'm a noob, but that probably does attribute to it. I was, a lot of times people get in this, like, racing, like, we call it highballing. And over here, me and our friends, we call it highballing. Like, oh, he's a highballer, Like, the guy that's trying to impress the customer, right? By getting the job done as efficiently and as speedily as possible, I say efficient because I try to be efficient. But some people, like, they're speeding, like they're going down the highway like 80 miles an hour, because they want to hop in front of the next truck. They're trying to be a highballer, you know what I mean? So we call it highballers here in Washington. But like I totally get the guys that are trying to do it. Like normally they're newer. They're trying to prove that their company's the best. They're trying to prove that they're the fastest. They want the work is what it really comes down to. So they're kind of desperate. So they're trying to do everything they can to impress the customer. But in the end, highballing, it's not good because, I mean, be efficient, okay? Don't milk the dog, but you can't. What happens is they get in this idea that they're gonna be boom, 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 boom. Well, come up and get a shirt, dude. Oh, and while supplies last, let me add that. I don't have unlimited supply of t-shirts in my dump truck, okay? So, but I will try to, if I don't have one, I'll definitely get you one. But, yeah, like, I mean, they're just trying to impress somebody. Yeah, Yeah, it probably is pretty hard. Maybe if you see me in a pit or something, or like on a job site. Uh, yeah, no, maybe if it's the end of the day and you catch me on the CB, I'm on channel 3. Definitely say hi. I always have my CB on. I have the squelch turned up, so you can always catch me if you're pretty close. I always have the CB on, channel 3. Unless I've been hauling to a specific pit all day, then I might have that pit channel on. PM M1, what's that? But, yeah, channel 3. Catch me on the CB, man. But yeah, I would do the same too. I'm not worth switching over to sometimes. Especially if they're talking about something funny. That is pretty funny talk show, by the way. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine being the driver that hits the bridge or something? Dude, that would be insane. Yeah. Oh! Where is it? It's upstairs. Dang it. Yesterday when I went to go, me and my wife went somewhere, I can't remember where we went, but we stopped by Washington Tractor in Washington. It's right off of 167. It's this huge place where they sell a whole bunch of John Deere stuff. And I was looking at excavators and stuff, because I'm trying to dream big, And so I got some of the pamphlets and stuff for the excavators. And they have some sweet excavators there. I mean, they're pretty sweet. And I was looking at the kind of like the size difference between like a 50 and an 80 and a 100. And man, to be honest with you guys, like any one of those sizes, like if I could have any one of those, dude, I would be so thrilled. Like, man. But the one thing I do want when I go to get an excavator, I want an enclosed cab. Like, I don't want a cab that like it doesn't have windows. Like, I want windows and stuff. Because, if you're gonna be sitting in an excavator like all day through the weather and stuff, you gotta have AC and heat. I mean, you gotta have it. Like, I don't have AC in my dump truck, but at least I can go down the road, 50 miles an hour with the window down. In an excavator, you're not moving anywhere, so you're just gonna be sweating your balls off, so. Yeah, I kind of want one of those. I was looking at them, and they're like, basically like 50 grand. Like, you gotta have like 50 grand pretty much. Unless you want to buy a used one or something. But, yeah, dude, I cannot wait to get an excavator. Like, dreaming big here, man. I'm like, in my dreams, I'm dreaming of excavators because they're so cool. Like, people probably think I'm crazy, but I don't know. They're cool, man. Like, all the stuff you can do with one. Like, it makes you so, like, marketable. You know what I mean? Plus, just to have one would be so cool. You can break stuff with it and demolish buildings and stuff. Dig holes. Anyways. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for chilling out with me for 50 minutes, almost an hour. I probably got to get going. I got to go to bed. I got a job tomorrow at my buddy's house. Backhoe's all loaded up and ready. It's just going to be kind of a small job. Got 2 loads of rock to bring in, and we're going to scoop out some mud. Probably take some before and after pictures, and they'll be on my Instagram. So definitely check out my Instagram, guys. Check out the business Facebook page. If you just search Brian VANDUYN. Both of them, or either one, should show up. Or VANDUYN dump trucking probably show up too on Google if you search that. So, anyways, guys, come get your free shirt. Come up to me in person. Tell me what you like about the channel. Tell me how long you've been watching. What kind of videos you like and all that good stuff. Anyways, guys, don't forget to pound that like button, pound the subscribe button, share this on your social media site of preference, and I'll catch you guys later.